From GalaxyCon Raleigh 2025, it's the Inglorious Treksperts podcast live with your guests, Gates McFadden and Brent Spiner. Now here is your host, one-third of the Inglorious Treksperts podcast, DAREN DOCHTERMAN. Well, thank you very much. This is going to be fun. We have two of our favorite guests here, and I want you to welcome them because they are glad to be here with you. So let them hear it. Gates McFadden. And Brent Spiner. Welcome.
He's very emotional.
You can turn it on now.
Is something wrong? Oh.
They're only going to turn it on if you're going to sing Oklahoma.
Hello.
Well, welcome both of you. It's really great to see you here. We've interviewed you separately, but never together. So
No?
No.
We've done this before.
I'm just
show were
talking
you
about
on?
me.
I'm not on a show.
I said, what show were you on?
Oh, well,
You've done TV, haven't you?
yes.
Okay. Because I thought I was sharing the stage with somebody who'd done a lot of shows, right?
We'll be right back. These are fun because we get to relax a little bit and compare the stories that you've told separately.
I love them because we do get to relax. It's just better.
Remember, this is a Q&A, so when we get down to maybe 20 minutes before the end, you're going to continue to line up behind that microphone there.
And you're going to have to speak really fast because if you only have 20 minutes, it's like a question per 10 seconds.
Right.
Anyway, no.
But to start out, I wanted to try something a little bit differently because I want to hear what both of you enjoyed when you were growing up. Before you decided to become in the biz, what sort of things inspired you? What did you enjoy?
Even more importantly, and differently, I want to know about you.
No, you don't.
You were a child once, right?
Once long ago, yes.
What did I enjoy as a child? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, sir.
The wind. What, you didn't like the wind? What's wrong with you? I love the wind. Yeah.
Somewhere beyond the wind, beyond the rain.
I liked water.
Water.
Nice.
Child. I liked Jerry Lewis when I was a kid, very much. As all people my age,
Lucille Ball. Sid
Lucy,
Caesar.
I was big on Lucy when I was a kid.
Sid Caesar, remember?
Sure.
Sid Caesar. Soupy Sales, I loved.
Right.
I never watched Soupy.
No!
No, I know, I didn't. But
Wow. I did a TV special with
Dick
Soupy
Van Dyke.
Sales. Well, Dick, yeah. I mean,
Dick Van Dyke. Mary Tyler Moore.
Still going. Dick Van Dyke
He's
is
amazing.
it's going to be 100 this year.
Amazing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
What else did I like? Steve Reeves,
Sure.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
The people of Jorkle shall have their fleece. I swear by the gods.
He would do that, but his mouth was going. It was
Yeah.
weird, yeah. I saw him once, Steve Reeves. He played Hercules, famously. And I saw him on a talk show in New York, the Joe Franklin show. And he talked like this.
Wow.
It was weird. Yeah, that wasn't his voice doing.
The people of Jorkle shall have their fleece. I swear by the gods.
Well, those were Italian produced, so it's their tradition not to record live sound.
Right.
So
Exactly.
they would be yelling instructions to them, and then they would
It's
match
crazy,
it up
and then
afterwards.
They would have somebody loop it in.
Yeah.
I could have played Hercules.
You still can.
Yeah, I still could.
Yeah.
Hercules, the Aged. That's what it's called.
I liked when I was little. I had a lemonade stand with my brother and his friends. Loved that. Loved little things like that. We had a little bake shop that my mom would let me cook. Have cookies right on the sidewalk in Ohio.
That's cool.
Yeah, we made so much money, like 20 cents or something. I mean, it was like that's the end of the day, because stuff was like 2 cents a glass or something. Right. Yeah, but I love stuff like that.
Well, apropos of that, I grew up in Texas and in Houston, which is a sizable city. I mean, it wasn't all that big when I was growing up as it is now, but we used to, for a good time when I was a little kid, we would, first of all, at night, because it was warm, I don't know if you guys experienced that here, but we used to go out and drive and roll the windows down so the air would hit us in the face.
Yep.
That's why I like wind. And we would go, the big treat was to go to a place in town, right in the middle of downtown Houston, called the Bluebonnet Gardens, where they had Christmas lights hanging, and you could only get one item, and that would be a slice of watermelon. And
Wow, really?
it was
They had
great.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Stoddard's frozen custard. That was really good. Yeah, we loved that. Stoddard's, Stoddard's,
Stoddard's
right?
fans.
The best, right? I know. It was real stuff, not this powder stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there were so many great things growing up in Ohio. Lightning bugs. Do you have lightning
sure.
bugs down here? I mean, that was like so much fun. And I loved the mosquitoes. Do you have mosquitoes here?
Was there Howard Johnson's where you
yeah.
were? Yeah.
Well,
Howard
that was when we'd go to visit my grandmother in Massachusetts.
They had Howard Johnson's there.
On
They
the
had it in
route,
Houston, too.
all the way there. Yeah, that fish fry thing was so good.
The clam roll.
Clam roll was
Yeah.
good. Yep.
Any other?
Brent, those
No,
were
I
the times.
guess what I'm wondering was.
No, so none of that was what you
No,
were
no, no,
actually
that-
asking.
I find that fascinating, and I love
But
custard.
it's what got us into this
It's
whole
what
thing.
inspired you to say, I want to be an actor, I want to be a dancer, I want to be a musician. What?
I was
there
inspired
anything?
when my parents said, "We want you to be an actor and a dancer, and we'd love it if you would win Academy Awards and marry a prince." They both really liked Grace Kelly, and she married a king,
Sure.
and they were thinking that was a really good role model for me. So when I was about 2, that was kind of what was laid out, and I just went, well, I was thinking something else, but that's anyway, that helped.
What else were you thinking, though?
I loved building houses, building cities in the dirt pile. I would do. I mean, my dolls' houses would cover. They'd go up the stairs. Never played with the dolls doing stuff in the houses. Just I was the architect. I milked them, man. I made those dolls pay a fortune.
How much did you charge them for lemonade?
Oh, free, because yeah.
Well, I sort of touched on it because, as I said, Jerry Lewis was a huge, and when I was a little kid, we lived in this 2-story house. And one day I decided I was going to be Jerry Lewis, and I fell down the stairs purposefully, thinking I saw Jerry do it.
Sure, you'd be okay.
Yeah, and I landed at the bottom just like bruised and battered, but my whole family was laughing. And I thought, ooh, I like that, So I did it again. And no, but that kind of, I thought, ooh, I like that sound of laughter. And
And it gave you a good experience for what would happen later.
well, I hoped it would happen later. Yeah.
But it's true, my dad was the one who got me into the Sid Caesar and Buster Keaton and stuff like that. Like, I really liked all of the clowns like Jackie Gleason, Art Carney. I loved all of that. Those kind of actors really I thought they were fabulous. And also physical comedy by like Lucille Ball, Mary Tyler Moore. It was very physical comedy.
Yeah.
So I think because of dance and stuff, I just kept going in that direction. I really loved the silly stuff.
Yeah.
And in community theater, I never got to have the pretty girl lead roles, but I always got the comic roles. So yeah.
Like the next door neighbor.
Like on Next Generation.
I got Crusher was the
comic
comedic.
relief,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was the comedic.
You had to read between the lines, but it was there.
Under the wigs. Yeah.
If Next Generation hadn't come along, what do you think you would be doing? I mean, what were you imagining your career to be before that?
I'd probably, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe Microsoft. I probably would have been head of Microsoft or something, probably. I'm thinking. No, I would have probably still done theater, and I was in academia for a long time. I was teaching in a lot of theater departments, which I loved. I loved mentoring. I just don't like how corporate it has become. And actually, our whole world, everything's about liability, insurance, and being careful about everything. But I loved that kind of atmosphere, and I loved theater. I built a theater in LA. I love theater, It's something I love.
How was your experience on All My Children?
I was like a couple days. I had just gotten cast in like a 3-month role of some villain kind of role, which I was actually happy to get cast for. But I think one day into shooting, I had a skiing accident. I also had been cast in a Woody Allen movie. I had 5 scenes, and I'd had costume fittings already. And there was some other thing. It was like such a hot time, and I was in the hospital and almost died. So that's my memory of that show.
Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom.
I mean, I don't remember the character. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that it was like really sucked that I was in the hospital. But it was really great that I was alive. I loved that part of it.
Yeah, that's good.
That part I remember every day.
And I want to learn a little more about, Brent, your connection with Stephen Sondheim.
Well, I was in Sunday in the Park with George on Broadway. Thank you.
I saw it. He was fabulous.
But Stephen was so much better than me. He wrote it. I was young, and I was like, I had done a play for James Lapine, who you also did a play for. And James wrote the book of Sunday in the Park with George. Yeah. And so I had just finished doing a play he wrote, and he asked me to come audition. And I wanted to be in it. Everybody wanted to be in it because it was Stephen Sondheim. And I was lucky that I got cast. And but I was really intimidated by Steve at the time because I was young and he was a giant, a genius, maybe the genius of the musical theater of all time. And so we didn't really have much of a relationship other than he would give me an occasional note, to how to play a scene or something, and he was always spot on. But then years later, a friend of mine, as a matter of fact, John Logan, he wrote your favorite film, Star Trek Nemesis.
Right.
He also wrote the movie Sweeney Todd.
Sure.
And so Stephen Sondheim, he called me, he said, Sondheim's coming out to LA, we're gonna have lunch, do you wanna come? And I said, yeah. And so went to lunch with Sondheim, and he was great. We had a great conversation. The whole lunch was excellent, learned so many things. Did you know that, I asked him, I said, Steve, what is this, he never went to LA. And I said, have you been to LA before? And he says, yeah, but this is the first time since I was 19 I came out here. I said, what were you doing? And he said, well, I wrote 3 episodes of Topper. With,
you're kidding me.
When he was a kid.
Oh, I loved that show.
Yeah, with Ann Jeffries and Robert Sterling and Leo G. Carroll.
So good.
Yeah, and so.
No kidding.
No, isn't that amazing?
Oh, that is amazing. Wow.
These connections are fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to open it up to the audience because there's a huge line, so I want to get through all of these. Yes, sir.
I mean, your huge is my little, but whatever.
No? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man.
Hey. My name is Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, and I have a question for both of you. First, ladies first. Miss Gates.
No way.
Your TV relationship, romantic relationship on screen with William Flakes. That's how you say his name. William. The relationship you had with William. On the
Will Wheaton?
Yeah, Will.
My
yeah.
son, the guy who played my son? No.
No.
The Patrick Stewart, the captain.
Riker.
Riker.
Will
okay,
Riker.
got it. Well, Riker. Oh yeah.
Yeah. How it was to me was probably the most like authentic yet also complex in a way. I wanted to know how was it making it seem real but also relatable.
That's an interesting question, especially Picard. I think in Picard we had in Picard, Riker's character in mind. We filmed a lot. We filmed, I think, we were the two characters from TNG who were there for pretty much every episode. And it was interesting because when you have a history with somebody, and I loved what his character was going through, and he was being put in a different position, I don't know, it just kind of, if you play what's on the page, it works. And we all have a history, we all know each other really well, and we also know each other's characters really well. So I loved the writing that Terry Matalas did for the characters, and I thought it was finally a time where Riker and I had more of a relationship, actually. It was just there. It was subtly there. It wasn't any big deal. But I did enjoy that, and especially for someone who had been Odon for a while during the host. That was always a weird thing. But, and he's a good director, and it was just a lot of fun to have him around. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for noticing that.
Yes, and for you, Mr. Brent, we spoke about it earlier at the table, but I felt like you, Data, and LeVar Burton's character, with y'all, it seemed like they've treated y'all like y'all had disabilities, so to speak, with you being a robot and LeVar not being able to see with his eyes.
Yeah.
And it correlates with me and some of us in a way that deal with disabilities. Even though it's always like this, but from being an athlete, doing music, which I still do, things like that, it showed me how y'all persevered through it. How were you able to get into character, so to speak, as someone you have all you're a real human being. How were you able to distinct the two, to be like a robot with no heart, no brain, nothing like that, but to eventually gain emotion?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't really have a plan. I just took a shot. And seriously, I just thought, nobody, to my knowledge, had played an android, at least to any extreme that I'd noticed. And so I thought, well, I could kind of do whatever I want, because nobody's going to be able to say, oh, come on, an android wouldn't do that, because who knows? So I was very free to kind of play it any way I wanted to, and that's what I did.
Can I just say one thing? Doing these cons, we have met, as a cast, we have met so many people who have handicaps or are on the spectrum, all kinds of different things. And it's amazing to me, the strength and perseverance of the whole community. And it has been a major learning curve for me, I will say, and I think for more than just me. I've met people so long ago in the early conventions, and now these people have written books, and it's an inspiration for me too, is what I want to say. You are an inspiration for me, and I'm really glad that if you can get any inspiration, especially from him, good luck, but that I think is wonderful.
You might not have noticed, I'm a very special person. Well, you noticed, and I noticed it in you too, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Good.
Doing?
Great, thanks.
This question's for Brent. There's an episode, A Fistful of Datas, and I just want to know, was that fun to shoot, or was that really complex and tedious and monotonous for you when you shot that episode?
It was really fun. But the only downside, I'm going to try to.
I wasn't in it. That was the.
No, that was the good part. You know, I want to make these answers quick because I do want everybody to, but allow me, if you will. Could you not speak anymore? No, I tell you what, it was a really fun experience doing all those characters in a Western. We wound up in a Western town and all that. But what happened was, because I was playing so many characters in it, they had to have extras and stunt people playing. When I was playing one role, somebody else had to be able to shoot over their shoulder to me. And the very first thing we did out in this western town, and it was about the temperature it is here right now. The wardrobe guy came to me and he says, "Oh my God!" And I said, "What?" He says, "I'm going to get fired." And I said, "Why? He goes, "Oh my God, you're going to kill me." And I went, "What?" He goes, "Well, one of the stuntmen is wearing the costume, same costume you have to wear in the next scene, but I forgot to bring the extra costume, and so it's soaking wet." And yeah, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm going to get fired." And I went, "You are." But so I said, "Look, just give it to me. I'll put it on," and I did, and it was grotesque. And the next day at my trailer, a box showed up. This guy was a cowboy. Remember that guy? Yeah. He was a sweet guy, but he always dressed like a cowboy. Yeah. And next day, there was a box in my trailer, a shoebox, and I opened it up, and inside was a Colt 44 from 1886 or something, and reputed to be the gun that killed Pat Garrett. And I don't know, I've never had it checked out, but because I still have it. And there was a letter inside which detailed that this is the gun that killed Pat Garrett. Tommy Lee Jones used it in a movie. Just know it shoots a little to the left. And I said, good to know. And a left-handed holster was in it too, because I'm left-handed. Very sweet, but just for wearing a sweaty outfit, you know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really short, sorry. I grew up on Star Trek, love it, obviously, love both of you. But Gates, I also grew up with Labyrinth, and your work on that was awesome. And I was just curious, like, what it was like to work with David Bowie, who's just this, like, massive presence, but also kind of a made-up world at the same time.
You know, it was such a drag. No. I mean, can you imagine? I couldn't have believed it because I was a huge Bowie fan. I mean, I always will till I die. I think the man was so brilliant. And he was so down to earth, completely not a snob, not like a rock star who was like, hey, leave me alone. He was just so nice. Big tennis fan. You know, he was excellent. I don't think anyone else could have pulled off that role, I'll tell you. The day he was in costume and makeup for like hours, the real crows that were on the set were like dying, and they were like, okay, we got to get these crows off. They weren't literally dying, but they were really in distress. And then they had to put fake crows up. But when he walked on as Jarrett, I went, wow, this is great. And he was so wonderful to work with. I mean, it was hard having to dance with him to teach him how to waltz. It was tough, but someone had to do it, you know? So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Hi, my name is Kaylee, and I have a question for both of you. A lot of episodes over 7 seasons. Were there any episodes that you felt like there's no way this will work and you were surprised that it was really well received, or the opposite, if that's not true, where you were like, this one's great, and you've never heard about it again since?
The one you directed, right? Was no. What I was going to say is we didn't know it was going to be as good as it was, and she pulled it off, and it was a particularly good episode. That when you read it on the page, you were kind of like, I don't know, and she pulled it off.
Thank you, Brent.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one that absolutely killed me when I read the script, and I think everyone else, was Sub Rosa. Okay, when I read that script, this is 7th season. How many pips? I had quite a few pips, as many as Riker. I'd driven the ship, all this stuff. Scientist, head of medical, and every woman in her family has been in love with a lamp. I was like, what? When did that happen? And what? I wouldn't hire her. How did this get by HR? So that, I was just completely dumbfounded. And Jerry was so nice. She said, I wanted you to have a romantic kind of thing. And I said, well, it wasn't exactly romantic. It was like a little more sexual. But at any rate, it ended up becoming, it's now a cult favorite. And I think it's hilarious. And I would like to take this moment, this is true. The Nacelle cast is coming out with an action figure of me and Sub Rosa with the pink nightgown with accessories. So, it's 1/12 inch Bev and it's 7 inches. So, I think it's going to be a big seller. Just try it out. It's a different kind of action figure. We've got to make room for a lot of kinds of action.
Just wait till they come out with the prop replica of the lamp.
Well, they have. They have.
They?
They've had it at Vegas. I've had to
my
sign
goodness.
the lamps. I think it's hilarious. I mean, seriously. Anyway.
Thank you.
Hello, Adrian, big fan.
Hi, Adrian.
My question is for both of you. What was it like to work with Michael Westmore?
Well, Westmore was a genius. Is a genius.
Yeah.
He did our makeup.
He did our makeup.
Our
We were
makeup,
the ones,
yeah. And he did Dorn too, I think.
Did he all
I
the
think
time?
so.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So we were lucky, all of us.
Yeah, but he was the greatest, and I felt so lucky to be in his chair every morning, first thing up, because the Westmores of Hollywood created the makeup business,
Yeah. Right.
and there was a time in Hollywood where every major studio, the head of makeup department was a Westmore, and Michael became the reigning king of the Westmores. And
Special effects and
all the prosthetics, everything. He designed all those. I really think, to my mind, the success of Next Generation, obviously Gene Roddenberry is at the top of the heap. And I think Rick Berman, who took over the show from Gene and produced some 700 episodes of Star Trek. But then somewhere in that mix is Michael Westmore, too. I don't think we would have had the show we had without Michael.
And he was the nicest man.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
So funny and nice. And he'd say, well, Betty Davis, and she used to always, we want to have her makeup done naked. And he'd tell us stories. And it was like incredible.
He did. He told me that
Betty Davis
I said,
liked to be naked on a thing, and his uncle would do the makeup on her. How often do you get stories like that? And then he would be doing my beauty makeup, and his eyeglasses would be covered with all the rubber for the prosthetics, and I'd go, Michael, will you please just wash your glasses, please? Because it was a ride. I don't know how he could see, but we are all friends. He's just the best. There's a great documentary that's going to be coming out that he was making, and I can't wait to see it. Yeah. He interviewed all of us on it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, I thought the makeup he did on Genesis, that's the one he thought was his favorite makeup, and he wanted that to be nominated for an Emmy, and the studio wouldn't let him nominate that for an Emmy. But I thought his makeup was brilliant.
Well, the job of coming up every week with
Every
something
week.
completely different and
all
memorable.
the species,
Unbelievable.
They just throw it at him. Okay, there's a
Yeah.
new species. You got to come up with what they look
and
like.
never duplicating himself. And it's really amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi. It's such a pleasure to meet you guys and be able to have the ability to ask these questions. I grew up watching Next Generation, loved both your characters. Gates, your character is what inspired me to work in medicine today. And just that strong female role for a little kid watching you is like, she can do anything, and she can take charge, and she doesn't have to be walked all over. It spoke volumes to me. And Brent, your curiosity of Data is just astounding. I'm very curious myself, and I loved both your characters. So my question to you is, do you miss it? Do you miss filming the show?
Yeah, I mean, not all the time.
Right.
But like right now, no. Later today, yes. No, but sure, it was a great experience.
Coming back for Picard,
that was fun to
really
come back
fun.
for Picard and hang out with all our friends again. And it wasn't unusual for us because we see each other all the time. But the biggest difference was we were wearing uniforms,
Right.
which in our lives we don't. But you do sometimes. But yeah.
I'm in my backyard. I do grocery shopping in my uniform, but no, I don't. No, it was, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think
I love doing it.
It was, especially when we were starting out. There was it was so fun, and we didn't think it was going to go. At
Yeah,
least a
we
couple of
thought
us
we're going to
didn't.
do this for a year because it was pre-sold for a year, and then we'll get on with our lives.
Of course, I did just do it for a year, but then
Oh, right,
I had
right.
come back.
Yeah, you weren't there in this session? Oh.
No.
You were a much better doctor.
Thank you. Oh, no,
Thank you.
she's great. She's Doctor, what's her name?
Pulaski.
Pulaski was great too. It's not about the actor. It's not about the actor. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
so much. Okay, we have 10 minutes more, and so we're going to have to go through these as fast as you can.
Okay. My name's Nick. I just want to say, I grew up on Star Trek Next Generation. It's kind of my first big Star Trek show, and I absolutely loved it. My question is, what's a piece of advice that you've received in your career that initially seemed insignificant, but ended up being profoundly impactful later on in your life or your career?
Stand on this mark. Your light is there. That happened late in my career. Learn your lines. Be on time.
Well, that's it.
Do the
yeah,
work.
exactly. Make sure you know your
Know
stuff before you get there.
Yep.
Don't waste people's time.
Yeah. Time is money.
There you go.
Thank
Can
you.
I ask you, who are you showing this video to? I'm so fascinated.
Oh, it's just for myself. I like keeping track. It's just memories and stuff. I've never met you guys before, and it's just I wanted to have a video of it. So.
Okay, I just was wondering. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know whether to say hi, Mom. Or...
Oh yeah, feel free to.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Yevgeny, and
Yevgeny.
I have a question for a Mr. Brent Spiner.
I'll see if I can find him. Yeah.
So, when playing Data, how frequently would you find yourself on the verge of accidentally showing emotions, and did you have any mechanism for dealing with that?
Well, it wasn't that difficult. I mean, I don't really do
Tell
it
them
in
about
my
the
real
switch.
life.
Tell them about the switch.
Yeah, well.
No,
You know what? Did I find myself? You know what? I always felt Data was. There was this sort of symbiotic relationship I had with the audience, and I would just say, "I do not have emotion," and the audience would say, "Yes, you do," and I would get letters from people saying, "Oh, see, I saw you there. That moment, you were feeling something," and I didn't have to do anything. The audience did it for me. Yeah. Like right now, I'm feeling nothing. But you think I do, don't you?
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
you, sir.
Evgeny. My Russian friend.
Hello.
Hey.
My name's Chris.
You can turn that mic up. Yeah.
First time. I have a short question for each of you, if that's all right.
Okay. Okay, but we're gonna do really short answers.
These
we
are
wanna try
very
to get
short.
through
Very
this.
short.
Okay.
Ms. McFadden, can you tell us a little bit about your role as a puppet movement director?
Oh, God, a little bit hard, very
Hard?
difficult, very technical. Working with cameras, playback, we'd have the video. When I did, for the Henson Productions, I did a movie called Dream Child, and we had to have voice actors as well as the people who were wearing little people who were wearing the masks, and then live actors. Very complex.
Right.
And then if the radio controls break down, it's toast. So
Awesome.
it was difficult, but interesting.
Very cool. And for you, Mr. Spinner, for the role of Data.
Spiner.
How many years?
Spiner. Sorry, Spiner,
It's
sorry.
all right, it's all right.
It's Spinier.
Spinier. my apologies.
Okay.
You are my favorite character, though.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
But
You know what? We have that in common.
well, I know you guys have the godson thing in common as well,
We do.
too.
We
But
do.
for the role of Data, how would you prepare yourself for the mindset behind the pursuit of humanity against the practical nature of his programming?
Oh my God, I've been wanting.
You know,
to
that's
ask-
exactly what I would think about
Yes.
every morning when I got
in
up.
3 words or less.
Yeah. You know what? I, to be honest with you, I never thought about it. That's how I did it.
It's fair.
I really didn't think about it at all.
It's
I
fair.
just took a shot. We were working so hard, so fast that there wasn't time to really get too philosophical about it. You know, if I could remember the words.
Understandable.
That was the key for me.
Thank you both. You're both legends.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I have a question. My name is Dexter. I guess my basic question is, how did you feel with your experience in your voice acting, as well as, on top of Star Trek? How both of you have done some voice acting as well, and what was the experience for you like for that? How much difference was that from doing the actual show?
Well, I mean, basically, I love doing voice acting because the biggest difference is you can come in your pajamas, because...
or pink nightgowns.
Yeah, you don't have to get dressed because nobody's going to see it. You're not going to see you. So you don't have to shave.
But it's acting.
You don't, yeah.
It's acting.
But it's acting
the
like
same
any
thing.
other thing.
And
Yeah.
it's fun. I love it, and so do you. Yeah,
I do,
it's really
yeah.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, hi. This movie is about the acting craft. When I was watching Requiem for a Dream, it suddenly hit me that that's why people get Oscars. There was a scene and I found out later that Ellen Burstyn actually did get nominated. She didn't win. So you're actors, but when you're watching movies, how do you enjoy the movie? What's going through your head? Do you analyze it? Do you not analyze it? How do you just enjoy a movie? And I like older movies, so I do
like
that a
that.
lot.
That's a good question. It really depends. There are some movies I just don't analyze, and I just go into the experience because I don't like to interrupt, and get analytical because it takes me out of it. But I would say more times than not, I get involved and I'm analyzing something, and you look at things. But then I'll watch it again and again. Maybe if it's a good movie, I watch it many times because I love to learn stuff from it. It's fascinating. Watching films is really fascinating, and watching people develop characters and seeing where they edit. Filmmaking is quite an art form.
You see the technical side, and I don't see that. And
Right, it's storytelling, so you just see, but that's good. You're into the story. It's ultimately about listening and learning, getting a story. The story is what counts,
Yeah, more often than not, I'm watching the acting. And I'm just trying to see how they're doing it and what they're doing and whether I'm believing it or not believing it. And I rarely get emotionally involved watching a movie. I do when I read a book for some reason. It's seriously, I find
I know what you mean.
Reading it somehow, it's internalized. I get much more emotionally involved in it.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Hey guys, huge fan of the show, favorite TV show of all time.
Thank you.
My question is, back in 1994, were there any plans to do a season 8, or why was the reason the show ended when the ratings were so high?
I think they wanted to go and do, well, first of all, they probably didn't want to continue paying us because the longer you do it, the money gets
your
better.
salaries get better. Yeah.
So that's, I would say, the main reason. But they also wanted to start to do feature films, and I think Patrick was really ready to go into feature films in particular.
Yeah, and it was always a 7-year plan. Once they picked us up, after the first season, it was sort of a foregone conclusion we were going to keep going. And we had signed 7-year contracts from the very beginning.
Okay.
So the 7 years was up, and
but sometimes they go more. I mean,
yeah,
it
they
really
could.
depends.
Yeah.
I think if Patrick had wanted it to continue as a series, it probably would have, is my guess. But I don't know if that's true.
Yep, probably, yeah.
Okay. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Is there anything you would have wanted to do in all 7 years, or your favorite thing that ever happened in the whole Next Generation series?
Well, I always wanted, and I kept pitching this idea to them. We shot the series at Paramount Pictures in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, which is like a great place. It's the most wonderful movie studio. I mean, we would walk in past these, what they call the dressing room building, and there would be Bob Hope's dressing room, and Bing Crosby, and Alan Ladd, and Groucho Marx, and Rudolph Valentino had shot there, and on every soundstage there was a plaque that said all of the movies, like Sunset Boulevard shot there. I mean, so many great things that happened there, and I wanted us to go through time and accidentally land in the Paramount lot. And because what they used to say, we used to go to the commissary where we'd have lunch, and we would go in costume and makeup. And they said it was like the old days when people, there were cowboys and Indians and, sci-fi and all kinds of things in the commissary. It was all happening again. And so my idea was, look, we could go into the commissary and they wouldn't even know we're from another time. And they just think we're actors in a Buster Crabbe movie or something,
Thank you.
Yeah. I had always wanted to have a very long episode with just Spot. I thought that he and I had been working on, I had a script, you weren't in it, but it was like, and it was amazing, but
thankfully.
Yeah, they didn't go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's quick go through these. I think we can make it.
I have vivid memory of myself and 12 other friends who were original series fans watching the premiere, hoping that you guys would carry the torch, and you and the cast and crew definitely did.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
My question is, on a series that goes that long, you get to know your characters maybe sometimes better than the writers. As it progressed, did you have a lot more flexibility in having input on, well, no, I don't think I'd say that. Could we change it and do it this way?
None.
Really?
No. And as a matter of fact, we couldn't change a single word.
Without permission, and
Without
took a long
permission.
time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we had this wonderful guy, Cosmo, who was the continuity.
Genovese, yeah.
Yeah, he did continuity on the show. And we'd do a take and change one little word, and he'd come in and go, Brent, did you want to say this? And we have to shoot it again for that word? Yes. So,
wow, that's pretty unusual. On
the writers were very powerful on Next Gen.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I had a question for Ms. McFadden about working with the Jim Henson Company and like how that was different from working on a more traditional Muppet-free production.
Yeah, the Muppets were amazing and so much fun to work with. I mean, it was bedlam in the most wonderful sense, right? And they would play a trick on you all the time and get you to talk to them like thinking they were real. And so they did that. Doing Labyrinth and the other shows, it was arduous. It was really difficult, hard. There were lots of people, lots of factors. So. And it was a huge production, huge organization, and they had so many technical things. Yeah, it was really tough. Frank Oz asked me if I wanted to choreograph Little Shop of Horrors, and I said no. Went back to New York and got a play, and that's also when I got Star Trek. So
that was probably a good decision.
Probably a good decision.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. I had a question for Brent. I had a question for Brent about your book, Fan Fiction.
Yes.
You say that it's based on true events. I was curious if you could share a little bit more.
Well, no, I say it's inspired by true events.
Inspired by true events.
Because if you say based on true events, you can still get sued.
Okay.
Yeah. But some of those things, I say at the beginning of the book, none of this is true.
Yes.
But I had my tongue in my cheek when I said that. A lot of it is true, but a lot of it is heightened just for your pleasure.
Okay.
Your reading pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And the audiobook is great, by the way.
I don't know if you know that I wrote a book called Fan Fiction. Thank you so much. It's I think there's still 1 or 2 copies available if anyone's interested.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Spot
Whoa,
is
Data
here.
and Spot.
Spot.
Here they are.
Hello, my name is Daria, and I was wondering if either of you were interested in sci-fi or Star Trek before being on the show.
I wasn't interested in Star Trek per se. I knew I hadn't watched it. I just didn't watch much television at that time. I was into certain sci-fis very much. I loved George Orwell. I loved certain things, that I had read, and I would see certain movies that I loved. But I wasn't not like it is today, where there's just genres of. There's so much that you can see. So it was different.
Yeah, well, the most certainly the thing I enjoyed the most sci-fi was when I was a young guy was Forbidden Planet. Have you ever seen Forbidden Planet?
I have not.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet is Shakespeare's The Tempest done as a sci-fi thing, and Robbie the Robot is in it. I kind of related to him later, but. Really good. Leslie Nielsen is the star of it, and he's not funny at all in it. He's very serious.
But the Twilight Zone, I loved that.
Zone,
and
yeah.
And what was the other one?
Outer Limits.
Outer Limits.
Yeah.
I loved those two.
Yeah,
so
those
that
were
was
great.
sci-fi. Those
yeah,
I
Twilight
watched
Zone's
religiously.
Classic. Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are we doing today, guys? So yesterday, the trailer for Starfleet Academy dropped at Comic-Con, and I wanted to see, do you guys think that there could be a chance that you might suit back up for Return to the Holodeck?
I'm sure they won't ask me.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
But would you if you were offered?
Oh, of course.
Sure.
That's a legally binding statement there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what?
Wouldn't you if you were offered? Anyway.
Well, to be honest, I have made a decision in my life that I'm not going to work again in anything until they open the Epstein files. Which, and so consequently, I'll probably never work again.
Probably never work again.
Folks, I'm so sorry. Our time is really up.
That sucks for those
Just
but
two people. Let me say to you, yes.
And I'll say to you, no.
And, but excellent questions, by the way.
And
please
the last
visit
woman,
them
maybe.
at their tables. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Brent.
Thank you.